Okay, good day guys, welcome to today on Princess Anu TV, and in today's edition we are going to be talking about the difference between the PPL ground school and the CPL ground school. By God's grace, I've been able to do the two of them, the PPL ground school, and I was successful. I was able to do the CPL ground school and I was successful, and I'm going to be telling you some major differences between the two of them and things you should watch out for while you're doing the PPL ground school, so that you don't make some mistakes when you get to the CPL ground school. So stay tuned guys, I'll be right back. Morning, well done. We are in Canoe. We flew this cool baby here. Welcome back guys, and if you're new to this channel, this is Princess Anu-TV. We talk about aviation, motivation and adventure, and if you've not yet subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, so at least before the end of this month we can get to at least 2,000 subscribers, and we are going to give a huge giveaway for that. And also for those that are writing their evaluation exams currently and are going stage by stage, I wish you guys all the best. I hope that I'm going to be hearing that you're here, because I'm sure by the time you come I'm already gone. So but I hope to hear the good news about the fact that you're here and everything is going fine with you. And for those that wrote the exams and you had one slight challenge or the other as per not passing the exams, I don't want you to give up. If it's still what you want to do, I'm going to advise you that you can buy the form again and be prepared, be well prepared. Now you've seen what came out in this one, you know how to prepare, you know how to read better for this, because you know when I kept on saying read, I can't really tell how much you read for it, but I'm not going to blame you, neither am I going to blame your reading pattern, but I'm just saying now you know what's up. Prepare better so that the next phase, or when you're coming next for the exam, if you still buy the form for the exam, you are going to be well prepared and you would definitely get it. So guys, I hope you don't feel discouraged, I hope you don't feel abandoned concerning all that. So now let's get into the topic. I said we're going to be talking about the difference between the PPL ground school and the CPL ground school, and the reason why I'm going to be doing this is because I got to discover that there are some things I thought I should have known in the PPL that probably in quotes I took for granted, and when I came to the CPL phase I started seeing that wow, so we still need this, we still need that and everything. And number one thing I want you to know is that aviation is a building block. I mean, you don't do PPL and let it go and go do CPL. It's like you have your SPL, you get your PPL, you get your CPL, you get your IHPL, you know, like that. You keep going. It's like a building block. You don't leave any of them, any of the parts behind. You keep building on what you've done before. So guys, part of the mistakes I would say I made when I was doing my PPL was that, like for a course like metrology, I just wanted to pass the course. I was trying to understand the course, but I did not get a full understanding of what they really wanted us to know as it concerns metrology, because you know, for every course there are aims and objectives that every lecturer and the course module itself has that you have to understand. Like, it's just like when they are teaching aerodynamics, you need to know the control surfaces, you need to know what happens when, you need to know about stall, you need to know what produces lift, you need to know the lift form. There are a lot of things they need you to know as it concerns every course, that when you know this, it's like the aim and the objective of this course is fulfilled or it's accomplished. So for metrology, I wasn't really sure of what the course entailed. I wasn't really sure of what they really wanted us to know. But when I got to the CPL phase, I now had to find out, oh, this is what they're actually looking for us in the, and so I had to put more effort and I began to pass it again. So number one thing, like I said, in aviation, it's a building block. Concerning the PPL phase, you're going to be doing just few courses. For the CPL, you're going to be doing more courses. In fact, I think for the CPL, you're going to be doing like 14 courses, while for the PPL, you're just going to be doing an average of like 8 courses. The some are like interwoven into the others, but it's just an average of 8 courses, including your types. And when I'm talking about type, I'm talking about the type that's for the aircraft you're going to be flying. If you're going to be flying a Cessna 172, you're going to do the type for that. If you're going to be flying a TB9, you're going to be doing the type for that. If you're going to be flying any aircraft you're going to be flying, if it's a DA40, you're going to be doing the type for that aircraft. So apart from the courses you're going to be doing, which includes aerodynamics, meteorology, navigation, and electrics, I think just a little bit of HPL, it's going to be incorporated in your general paper. So that's, you're not really going to be doing much. And this is because the responsibilities for a private pilot is different from the responsibilities that a commercial pilot has. The responsibilities a private pilot has is less than the responsibilities a commercial pilot has, because now you're going to be dealing with having more lives. You're going to be dealing with flying a longer distance. You're going to be dealing with flying larger aircrafts, more complicated, more complex aircraft. Sorry, not complicated, but I'll use the word complex. More complex aircraft. You're going to be dealing with flying aircrafts that have retractable landing gears, and you're going to be dealing with carrying more than 8 passengers, more than, the requirements are different, and so the responsibilities are different. In fact, because the responsibilities you have are different, that's part of why you have higher requirements for a commercial pilot than you have for a private pilot. So, and this is why you do more courses. So number one difference is that in the PPL you do more courses. In the PPL you do less courses, meanwhile in the CPL you do more courses. And also another difference is this: you get to go more in depth in the courses when you're doing CPL than when you're doing PPL. In PPL, it's like just brushing over based on my own analysis anyways, but that's actually the truth. It's like a brushing over. They don't really give you the in-depth. You get to know what's just a little chunk of this, a little chunk of this, a little chunk of this, a little chunk of this. Even in the LO you just get to know a little chunk of everything. But when it has to do with the CPL phase, you go in depth. In the CPL, like for a course like meteorology, I'm always using meteorology because it just became my favorite course, or a nice course that I now like. And so, like, let me say for meteorology, they may not teach you so much about the formation of thunderstorm. That's in the PPL phase. But when you come to the CPL phase, you get to know how thunderstorm is formed, everything that happens inside a thunderstorm. Outside, that's the mature phase, the dissipating phase, the cumulus phase, like every single thing that has to do with that phase, you get to know it. But in the PPL, you just touch a little about it, like what can you see, the clouds and all those things, what happens when you have thunderstorm and all. But now you talk about, in the CPL phase, talk about the icing, you go in depth. That's the summary of what I'm trying to say. For the CPL phase, in your courses, you go in depth, and also you do more courses. Like I told you, an average of like 14 courses that you get to do in the CPL phase, and it's now divided. Like in the PPL phase, you do the whole thing, but now in the CPL phase, you have the nav phase and the technical phase. Like there's some courses that are grouped into the navigation, and there's some courses that are grouped into the technical phase. So, but what can really help you when you go for your PPL, if you pay attention to everything they've taught you in the PPL, like in depth, when you come for the CPL phase, it's just be like a refresher with more things attached to it. But if you were not paying much attention when you were doing your PPL, I'm telling you, when you come for your CPL, you're going to be having some challenges. Like, it might not be that major. It might not be major if you're a person that grabs fast, but you will have some challenges. So I will advise you that if you're going for your CPL phase, your PPL phase, please pay attention to everything that is going to be taught. Pay attention to every detail they're going to give, so that when you come for your CPL phase, you're going to have a good background, you're going to have a good understanding of everything that is going to be taught. Also, another thing is about the LO. both of us know that the elo for every country is different. Just like the elo you have for Nigeria, it's going to be stated as Nigerian elo. The elo you have for US is going to be different. Elo you have for India is going to be different. The elo you have for China, every country has the rules of the air, like what controls their airspace, what they want to see in their airspace, and what they don't want to see. A height you have to fly, the places you cannot fly over, like prohibited areas, restricted areas, all those other things. Every country has their elo. So in CPL you learn a little bit about ICAO generally, and you learn majorly about your own country, like the country you're flying in. That's why when you're going to another country to fly, you have to do a license conversion to that country by writing their elo. Most of the time you write their elo, but most of the time the country even wants you to even do more than writing just elo. They want you to also do aerodynamics and some other things before you can fly in their country. So guys, I want you to understand that it's not basically that the CPL is hard, but because it has more responsibilities, there are more requirements attached to it. It's just like now you have to have at least 150 hours if you're in an ATO, that's an authorized training organization, like in a school, a organized setting, like just like NCAT. If you're just gaining hours, like not in a school but just gaining hours maybe by bush flying, normal flying, you need to have like 200 hours. So the requirements are higher because the responsibilities are higher. And concerning the ground school, the courses are more for the CPL, the courses are less for the PPL, and you go more in-depth for the CPL than you go for the PPL. So guys, I just want you to have it at the back of your mind that if you've started this PPL, you can also do the CPL. If you have a good background, if you have a good foundation, you can do it and you will come out excellent, you will come out great if you put in your effort to being the best. Because I always tell you, it's not just about wishing, it's about putting in the effort, it's about reading, it's about being committed to what you're doing, because this is what is going to see you far. I just gave you a perfect example of a course that I didn't really understand in PPL, and when I came to CPL, it had to follow me, because that's exactly what happens. It will follow you and it will keep following you. Even when you get to your the time where you have to do your ATPL, which is the airline transport pilot license, which is, I think that's the topmost license you have in this aviation. When you have to do it, you will still come back to meet the aerodynamics, elo, metrology, and all these other courses. So if you have a basic understanding and a basic knowledge about what you get to do in your CPL, PPL, CPL, then when you get to the IATPL level, everything becomes easier, everything becomes better. So guys, I wish you all the best, and if you have any questions, if you have any challenges, make sure you leave them in the comment section. I'll be there to answer. And to meet next time, even on the same channel, keep watching Princess Anu TV, guys. Bye.